overall, the market did pull back in here today, right around $6 and some change from the previous day's trading session. That is because you had that Iran-Israel news, that conflict in here. You had those preemptive strikes coming on Iran, and then obviously Iran responded. Now you have to worry about the U.S. involvement in all of this, and then what is going to happen going forward. So that's basically overall where we had that pullback overnight in pre-market, and then obviously we had that nice little run up kind of midday, and then an overall pullback there towards the end of the day. So where does that kind of put us? Well, we did have a level in here that we were kind of worried about, 597, 598, that whole area. That was a problem for us going forward as far as a major resistance. Now we breached that easily a couple of days ago, actually, about day or so ago. And we breached that. Once you breach the 600, it's kind of easy to stay above it, right? Because 600 isn't the level that you're looking at. You're looking kind of overrunning that. You're looking under that. So 600 wasn't really the level. We have 608 here as our next big target, and the 598. So you have a $10 channel right in here that we're going to decide if we're going to trade in that or not. But again, we closed the day below that 598. So we have to get back in that channel to see if we can hold that. So 598s, that's going to be our new resistance in here going forward. Anything below that, 590s might be a little hiccup, but right here, this 9-day EMA, 580, that's kind of what we want to pull back to if we are going to get overbought in here, which we're not. So don't worry about the RSI being too high or anything like that. On the weekly chart, it's not. We didn't get overran, overexhausted, or anything like that. If anything, we had a strong move going forward, and we were going to hold the 600s until the Israel and Iran kind of news started to come out for everybody. Now, if we go to the daily chart in here, you can see the RSI did pull back in here today on some decent volume. That's just because we had a pretty big move in here overall. So your RSI got reset pretty well in here. Still a little bit off of neutral. We're still at 58 in here, so we can still pull back a little bit more if we need to, but we have to see if we are going to be holding up in here. If not, we're going to be pulling back probably around, like I said before, that 590 area, 591 right here. And then below that, you mentioned that 9-day EMA on the weekly chart. You also have this 200 SMA right here trading right around that 579 area. So about 580 on the weekly is the number, 579, or wherever this 200 SMA does end up here on the daily chart. That's going to be kind of what you're looking at here to kind of get a save down in here. Now, above 608, we're looking at nice whole numbers going up, right? So we're going to go 608, we're going to look 615, 620. But until then, it has to show that we're going to hold this 598 and then trade in this $10 channel. You can see we did that for about a week or so in here. Basically couldn't really make up our mind what we were going to do until we finally breached those 600s right here. And then once we stayed above them, that was easy. But then obviously coming back down from that Israel news, or coming back down off of that Israel news, that kind of put us in a bad situation in here going forward. So we do need a little recovery in here. We got to find some footing, obviously. Hopefully the 590s will hold for us if we do pull back any further. If not, then maybe we'll gap up and get some good news over the weekend, and then we can be back above the 598s and then kind of trade in this $10 channel in here overall on the spiders. It looks like for Monday's trading session, everyone is pricing in right around a $6 move. If you go all the way out to 620, everybody's pricing in right around $11 expected move. So we'll see what the market kind of dictates to us and what kind of news comes out over the weekend here, and then we'll kind of play accordingly. But for now, 598 your big level, 608 another big level in here, 590, 580, or wherever that 200 SMA ends up on the daily charts. That's where you're kind of looking at for your immediate supports and resistances in the spiders. All right, guys, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.